like what are the signs? Like what signs should we look for? Now, as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, "Tell us, when will these things be? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" The end of the age. What age is he talking about? He's going to talk about the church age. What's the end of the church? Like when are you coming back? So Jesus is leaving and he's coming back. All right. Has Jesus came back yet? No, he has not came back yet. All right. That is what us Christians are waiting for. So in the time being, accept Jesus Christ in your heart. All right. Accept Jesus Christ. Hey, we're waiting for Jesus to come back. All right. And Jesus answered and said to them, "Take heed that no one deceives you." So first and foremost, when Jesus leaves, while he's gone, don't let nobody deceive you. That's the first thing he says. Don't let nobody deceive you. Meaning there will be a lot of deceivers out there. Now in today's age, we have YouTube, we have social media, we have so many platforms, so many people can get on here and deceive. All right. So take heed that no one deceives you. That's what's important to know your word. So the first step, make sure nobody deceives you. All right. First and foremost, for many will come in my name, saying, "I am the Christ," and will be deceived many. All right. A lot of people are gonna say, "Hey, I'm the Christ. Hey, follow me, I'm the Christ." And will deceive many, and many people will believe it. All right. First and foremost, many people will believe it. So that's a sign right there. Deception. We gotta be careful. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. So before I get to that part, just know, like, hey, we go to church. Hey, we follow, pastors and ministers and everybody, but always be aware and not to be deceived. That's why it's important that you read your word for your own good, Like you have to know the signs. You have to know. All right. You have to. Here we go. For many, and you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. So you're gonna hear about the wars. All right. You're gonna hear a lot about wars. Hey, there's literally been a war like my whole lifetime. I'm 34 years old. Actually, there wasn't a war. Actually, there was. 90s, it was early Iraq, and then it went some peacetime, and then 2001, we know what happened. 9/11. All right. So there's rumors of war. See that you are not troubled. So yes, you're gonna hear about wars, but it says, "Do not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Do not be troubled. This is gonna happen. We had the pandemic, right? There's gonna be so much trouble. Like there's so much. This is gonna add up. All right. It says, "Do not." All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famine, pestilence, earthquakes, in various places. All right, natural disasters. There will be natural disasters. All right, so that's one of the big ones. So you see a lot of earthquakes, especially famines. You see famines like a nation being like just being wiped out, lack of food, lack of supply, whatever. Like, sorry, my siblings are texting me. Um, like that is one of the signs. All right. Then they will. Here we go. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famine, pestilence, earthquake in various places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. This is the beginning. All right. This will be the beginning. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and kill you, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. You will be hated. If you're a Christian, you will be hated for Jesus' name's sake. So that's another sign. Hey, are Christians hated today? Hey, man, there's a lot of hate towards Christians. Like, hey, y'all not following the worldly views. There's LGBT, they hate us, like, oh, we're this and that. And you know what? We don't hate nobody. All right. We don't hate nobody. God tells us to love one another. And hey, love one another. And man, there's just so much going on. It says, so you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. So eventually, people they're gonna turn on the Christians. They're gonna turn on people that believe in Jesus. Right? That's eventually what's gonna happen. So that's another sign. End times. That's one of the signs. And then many will be offended, will betray one another, and will hate one another. People will betray one another, hate one another. Hey, is that common today? Then many false prophets will rise up and deceive many. Man, that is huge. All right. False prophets will deceive many. Like I said, we have YouTube today, we have social media, and it says here, many will be offended, will betray one another, and will hate one another. Then many false prophets will rise up and deceive many. So people will hate one another, deceive one another, and false prophets will come out like and deceive many. Is that happening today? We have social media out there.